I was going to go easy on you, not to hurt your feelings.
You f***ing irritate the shit out of me!
I'm only going to get this one chance. It's just a feeling I've got. Like something's about to happen, but I don't know what.
All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it. Hate means I do something right. So I'm a...
What up, peeps? What's going on, peeps? Welcome to Gap Selling 69. Oh, I lied. Gap Sell Keenan 69. I fucked that all up. Anyways, welcome to Gap Sell 69. What is Gap Sell Keenan? For those of you who don't know, Gap Sell Keenan is a live sales call with a live sales person. And if they can find a problem I or a sales growth company has, we'll buy. If they can't, then they're going to get coached by me so that when they talk to someone else at another time, they get it better and they get it right. Okay. So what's interesting about today's show is this is the first person who we've let come back after they've already been on the show. So this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to see, have they made improvements? We're going to see what have they learned. So this will be really, really interesting, right? And I'm kind of curious about what they sell. So this should be a good show. Should be a good show. So with that, let me introduce the man, Mark Roberts. Mark, welcome to the show.
Hey, Keenan. Thanks for having me again. It's a pleasure. Almost 3 years to the date from the last time I came on. Still have the original book that I bought before. So I'm excited, my friend.
I think what trips me out is that, because if you had asked me, I wouldn't think Gap Sell Keenan has been around for 3 years. Like I'm curious. I have to take your word on it. You have to be like, what? Do you know what number you were? Like number 3 or 1 or 2? Do you know how we're?
Very, very close. So I started my sales career in May of 2020, and it was in October of 2020 when I came on to Gap Sell Keenan.
Damn. Brady, did you know we've been doing this for 3 years? Because I had no idea. If you had asked me, I would have said 18 months, 2 years max. Max is what I would have said. So, all right, my man. Well, welcome. Take a second to help everybody understand what it is you sell. What's the name of your company so your company can get some love. And then let's have at it.
Of course. So I work for an AI firm called Causal Funnel. The gist of it is if anybody sells online, if they do any bookings online, if they do any lead generation online, our real-time AI nudges can help boost the online conversions as long as there is enough data for our AI to learn and grow.
Okay. My friend, the floor is yours. You get your 15 minutes.
Excellent. Well, I was actually watching a couple episodes ago, Keenan, and you mentioned that you had some numbers that were made up. So I'm just want to go through them because you were saying you didn't want to give out your revenue goals and all that such. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to play with some of those numbers. One of the numbers that I'm curious to know about, you said about 85% of your growth is looking to be coming from corporate sales training, and 15% is going to be coming from your online courses for individuals. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, that's a good ballpark. I'd love nothing more for the online to be 50%. I would love nothing more than that. So yeah, I mean, but right now I'd say it's probably, about 15%.
So what's holding it back from growing currently?
That's a self-diagnosing question. Come on, man.
So okay.
Your first fucking,
my apologies.
Everybody pay attention. Everybody pay attention. I am so sick and tired of telling you guys this. Especially the first question. It is so annoying as an owner. You come in, I'm ready to learn from you, and you can help me diagnose. And the first thing you ask me is, why is my thing not growing? That's your expertise. You should be asking me questions like, walk me through this. Could you explain this so that I hear myself say it? And then I'm like, oh, okay, that's probably why I'm not growing. I don't have a fucking clue is your answer. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I'm going to sort of change gears here then. So I noticed that you hold quite a few webinars with your sales trainers and your sales team. And during those webinars, they offer a certain percentage off for the online courses. Is that one of the main reasons why your sales trainers do those webinars is to increase the online courses for individuals wanting to learn gap selling?
Hey, that's a good question. Very good question. Very, very good question, my friend. So you're going to be rewarded. Those Gapinars, everybody pay attention here because it's going to matter to you. Those Gapinars right now we're offering for free. So our whole team is doing one of these like every week, and it's been one a week for a while. We're going to move to one every 2 weeks. I've been doing Ask Keenan's about once every 2 weeks. We're creating mad amounts of content, right, across a whole bunch of different topics. And right now it's all free. It's live. It's live on Zoom, right? You sign up through Eventbrite. But what's going to happen is in the next 30 days or less, we're putting the brakes on that. We're going to keep creating that content, but you have to have a subscription to Gap Plus. And in that subscription, you will get access to Gap Selling Online Training and the access to all the new content. So you'll have free access to every live event, and you'll have access to all those recordings after the fact, or any recordings that you didn't go to in the beginning. So the point is we're actually adding this to the online training area, and it's going to be a whole subscription-based offering. And you can't attend the live events unless you're a subscriber or you pay a fee.
Interesting. Okay, that throws a little snag into the way I was going to go about this, but let me keep going. So out of the current ones that you're holding right now, how many hours would you say that your sales trainers, yourself, or even Brady use to get everything going? How much time do they spend to create the webinars, to hold the webinars?
I'm sure it's different per each person because there's different levels of intensity. For me with Ask Keenan, I just show my sorry ass up. We have to set up the Eventbrite. We have to market it. So I have Sean in our marketing team. He does all of the memes and promotion and all that type of stuff. So I'm gonna guess from a marketing side, they probably put in an hour to 2 hours for each one, and then each trainer, depending who they are, put anywhere in from an hour, 2 hours, to 3 or 4 hours building the slide deck and building the flow and all that. So I think it just depends, but I'll say 4 hours for each one.
Okay. Now, how many are your trainers expected to do per month? Is it one per month? Is it like on a rotation basis?
We do them right now. It's one a week, but we're going to move to one every 2 weeks, which means it's a rotation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's rotating for 5 people. So someone's only going to have to do one every 10 weeks. It was every 5 weeks, but now it's going to be every 10 weeks, roughly.
Okay. So currently, in the past, when you would offer these discounts to people,
Rachel says she thinks 10 to 12 hours for all the things. So, so could be, she says 10 to 12. I think that's low, but that's not 10 to 12 in one person's man hours. That could be spread over 4 people. You know what I'm saying? So okay. We'll say 10 man hours to split the difference. 10 man hours.
Gotcha. All right. And from those webinars in the past, historically, how many people would sign up with those discount codes that they would get?
Okay, so you're not paying entirely attention, but there are no discount codes right now. You just sign up for free on Eventbrite.
Oh, sorry. What I mean is the discount codes for the online courses.
Oh,
so
once
the
they go,
$4.99
I
course.
think we've only offered it once. I could be wrong, but I think we've only offered a discount code to get the online training once, and that was for Brady's Medic Gap thing. And I think only 2 people signed up.
Okay. Now, with the other webinars, do you have any way to know how many people sign up because of those webinars if they did not have the discount codes?
No, but we don't promote the online training through those other webinars.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Gapinars, I gotta stick to that. Gapinars.
All right. Now, going back to...
It's 10. It's now 10 signups.
Okay. Excellent. Now, with your team having to spend anywhere between 4 to 12 hours on the online material that they're training, is it safe to say that they would be able to better use their time to focus on the corporate training to get more sales because of the higher revenue that it produces?
What's that? Ask that question again.
So right now, with the amount of time that your team is spending on creating these webinars. Is it safe to say that if they were able to reduce some of that time that they're spending on it, they could then use that time to go after the corporate training sector that you have currently at 85% growth?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, because we firmly believe that content is a massive generator of attention and a massive generator of awareness. And so when they go out and they do one of these and all these people show up, they're like, oh, this is interesting. And it helps actually drive their corporate training go-to-market strategy. So I'm going to say no. Okay. I think they're embedded.
Gotcha. So I guess my next question will be for you then. Besides somebody letting you know that they signed up for the online training seminar, or the online gap selling courses for $4.99, that they learned about it from the webinars, do you have any way to know in real time that they are signing up for the $4.99 course because of the webinars?
No, because remember, I just told you this. Everybody pay attention. Everybody pay attention. Poor Mark was doing a decent job, but he fucked up. I already told you that with the exception of one Gapinar, we've never even talked about the online training. We don't create codes. Right now, we're not promoting the online training in the Gapinars. We did it once. That was it.
Okay.
I told you that. You got to listen.
So, gotcha. Okay. So currently right now, what tools do you have to know if somebody is actually interested in signing up for the online courses? If they are coming to your website, if they're trying to determine who to actually go for, if it's between yourself.
Watch this. So you're actually not doing a bad job. I'm watching you process. I see what you're trying to do. Okay. Everybody pay attention. Everybody pay attention. Pay attention. What you're trying to do though, is you're trying to sell me. You are asking questions to find ways to sell me. You are not asking questions in a way to understand my business. And that is a big difference. So look, it's a natural step. People who are learning gap selling, particularly those who've never gone through the training, this is what they do. They go from the bullshit they were doing before to at least some semblance of asking decent questions to understand the business problem. But you're doing it in the mindset of, I got to sell him something. So I'm going to ask questions that he'll say yes to. Like, I can sell you. Okay. Mm-hmm. What I want you to do is to take a step back, and I want you to ask questions to understand my business in totality. Now, this is where you may have messed up. Let me ask you a question, because the guy last week was smart. Did you go out and did you try to purchase the online training?
I already have.
Okay. What's that process like? Like, in other words, go.
So when I did it, it was after I bought the books. I wanted to take some online training sales myself. Yeah. So I was looking around. I knew gap selling, and then I decided to go with you.
Okay. So when you went to me, what is unique? I don't know about unique, but how does our process work? When someone comes to buy the online training, what can they do?
So they are, if I can remember correctly, this is a couple years
right there.
back.
Stop right there. So I'd like you to remember correctly, but this is where I wanted to go. You didn't go out before you did this call. You didn't go out to the site and you didn't try to check the process or even buy something. Because if you had bought and you said, Keenan, I bought this just to test this out, would you refund my money? What do you think I would say?
You would probably say yes, to be honest.
Yeah. So you had nothing to lose, right? You had nothing to lose, right? Because I know you haven't redone your subscription, so you don't have access right now. So you didn't go to Gap Selling online training, and you did not go through the process of signing up, did you?
Not recently, no.
Okay. No. The answer is no. Not reason, no.
Yeah.
So therefore, you missed out on something very important for what you do. So I'm going to tell you what the process is. You can sign up right away, or you get the first 30 minutes for free.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at this fucking everybody. Ooh, okay. So knowing you get the first 30 minutes for free, I just threw you the greatest fucking bone on the planet. What are you going to do with that now? Start your questions.
So when you offer 30 minutes for free to people, how many times do people come back and say they want their money back?
None.
Okay.
What do you mean they want their money back? No, you just.
Sorry. How many people sign up for the course after they do the first 30 minutes for free.
Now you're getting somewhere, Mark. Now you're getting somewhere. I believe our conversion is atrocious and we can't figure it out. I think it's less than 10%.
Okay. Let's see here. So if it's less than 10%, what? This is going to be another self-diagnosing question, so I'm not going to go there. So if it's less than 10%.
Mark, this is what I was talking about before, right? Your whole mindset is, how do I get this guy to buy something? Okay, let go of that. Okay, just let go of that completely and ask him, how do I understand what's happening? So I just told you that we only have a 10% conversion. So what don't you know right now? Stop fucking worrying.
What's happened to the other 90%?
Then ask that question.
So do you know why the other 90% are dropping off?
No. See, now you're trying to understand. No, we don't know. We don't know why.
So I guess if you don't know why, you don't know exactly where in the sales cycle that they're falling off as well then. Okay. So
wait, my thing is pausing. I'm not having internet problems. Shoot. Fuck. Hold on a second. Sorry, man. Some people saying I'm freezing or something. No one said anything to me, but I'm seeing it happen. It went away. Hopefully it stops.
Okay.
It went away. Hopefully it stops. Okay. All right. So keep going. What was your question? Try to understand. Remember,
how long has there ever been a point where it's been higher than a 10% conversion rate?
I don't know the answer to that. Maybe, but probably not. Brady might chime in. I don't know.
All right. So with that 10%, how many of those are actually, they're signing up? How many are what's the word I'm looking for? Are resubscribing after the year has been completed?
Of those who actually sign up?
Yes.
Interesting left turn you took there. 0.
Really?
Yeah. Does that surprise you? This is going to be a really good one to learn. Everybody paying attention. This is going to be one of the best ones from a learning perspective. This is the importance of paying attention and understand. This is why salespeople do not go into a discovery call to sell something. Your mind does not work at critical thinking when you have an agenda. When you don't have an agenda, your mind is simply trying to understand. I want to understand. I want to understand. When you have an agenda, it blocks stuff out. So right now, I'm going to help you answer your own question. You just asked me how many people re-up after a year. Right now, the only thing you can buy is Gap Selling online training, which you've already taken. Why do you think nobody renews after a year?
Because they've already taken it and they might think that they already know everything.
So you knew the answer to that question, right?
I did.
So you could have done one of two things. You could have not asked it, or you could have used a validating question, which I talk about in the book. You could use a validating question. Keenan, just to validate, the reason people don't renew their subscription is because 1 year is plenty enough time to get through the training. You'd probably do it 2 or 3 times. There's really no value in renewing your subscription. Is that accurate? Yes, that is 100% accurate. Next up.
Okay, so if no people are renewing the subscriptions after they've finished the course,
you're completely focused on the wrong thing, Mark.
Yeah,
fuck the people who sign up. Forget them, Mark. Focus on the people who aren't signing. Watch this. What do you do? What does your business do?
We help people that are on the fence to purchase when people want to, when they're on the fence.
Okay.
So if somebody,
keep going.
So if somebody is trying to decide between you or say Josh Braun, our AI would know that, and our AI would give them a real-time push to sign up for you instead of going over to another sales trainer.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Let's just say I told you I've got 500 people who've gone through the trial and never bought. Is that something you can help me with? If I gave you 500 people who showed an indication that they want to buy and didn't buy, does your product help solve that?
It does.
Well, then why the fuck are you not asking me about those people? Seriously, this scares me, Mark. Seriously, it's logic. You are not thinking. If I just told you that I have 90% of the people who've gone through the trial, you never even asked me how many people is that. You never asked me that. You never asked me then, what is your process for trying to re-engage them? You didn't say, so when they don't go through, do you have a sequence that you hit them with? What does that sequence look like? Do you ever get people to re-engage after that sequence? You have to ask any of that, Mark. Any of that. Do you think, Mark, why do you think we offer the free trial?
To get people to sign up.
Okay. So we do it to get people to sign up and they don't sign up. Mark, I don't understand why this is not deadly plain for you and why you didn't ask any of those questions.
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
I kind of suck. I'm sucking today.
What? No self-deprecation. You don't suck. This isn't about Mark. Okay, I don't want you getting all sad and inside. You just are missing it. And so I'm asking the question, why do you think you're missing it? I think it's because you came in with an agenda. I think it's also because in spite of all your commitment to gap selling, I don't think you've spent enough time internally to understand how people run their businesses. You're not bringing the business acumen to the table because this should have been a home run. I threw a giant softball right at you, right down the middle of the plate, right? When not, and this is the minute you told me what you did before we came on camera, I got excited because I'm like, we have a conversion problem. That's what you fix. Yes or no?
That is correct. That is what we fix.
And I literally told you we have a conversion problem and you walked away from it. You literally walked away. You didn't ask me anything about it. So I'm going to give you a second chance. Try it again.
Okay. So out of those 90% that are not buying the courses, what tools are you currently using to re-engage them to make the purchases?
Everybody, that was a good question. That was a good question. That was well done. Okay. So right now we're using HubSpot. Okay. I believe there's a 4 or 5 step sequence. Brady will chime in and tell me what exactly it is. Then the sequence ends. We even at the end offer a discount. I don't know how much, but we keep trying to tell them why they want to do it and keep trying to, push them. Now, also that being said, I do know that recently, which plays a part of this conversion, is, I won't even mention the name because I like them, but they keep fucking up. Our developer has screwed up or messed up the connection between HubSpot and Stripe. So from an automated perspective. So last I heard, we weren't getting the names automatically sent over HubSpot, which was from Stripe, and then kicking off the automation. So I know that has been down for a while. I do know that I just saw some conversation where they're at least sending a CSV file now, and from that CSV file, we'll upload and kick the sequence off. But right now, it's manual, and we're fucking it up.
So if I'm understanding correctly, everything that you do is after they don't sign up.
Yes.
So it's after. You don't have any tools in the chest for when they're on their site in real time.
No.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So out of those 90%, what would be a number that you would like to convert out of that 90%? Would it be?
Good question. Look at you. You're getting somewhere now. I'd be happy with, I don't know. I'd be happy with 50%. Maybe that's high. Maybe that's low. But let me put it this way. From a free trial perspective, I'd like to see a 50% conversion. Obviously, without a free trial conversion, you're just marketing and you're trying to tell them why it's great. But I believe that our free trial is pretty good. It's the actual training. I've done some of these as a AB, and I go out and they give me a trial, and it's basically a souped up marketing piece of bullshit. It's like I'm not experiencing the product. You give me this tiny little taste, but it's all marketing inside it, so I'm not getting it. Ours is the full actual training, and you get to see the interactivity of it. There's value to it at the end. So I'd like to think that we could at least get 50% conversion if you go through the trial.
Okay. And the free trial, again, are you talking about the 30-minute free trial? Is that what you were talking about?
Yes, you ask about the free trial. That's the only free trial we have. Again, listen, but yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. So when people are going through the free trial and they're not signing up, and you're having to go through all of the marketing, like the sales marketing afterwards, how much time is that taking your team currently away from possibly doing the corporate sales or for preparing for other webinars that they're holding?
All right, so you're back to trying to get me to buy and you're not listening because I told you, watch this. I'm going to ask you a question. How did I tell you the process works? I told you the link was broken, but how did I tell you the process works? What did I say?
The CSV file. They're sending over a CSV file. You're having to do it manually correctly right now.
Just the CSV file.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
So then they are uploading it into the HubSpot to be sending out the emails, the marketing emails.
Yes.
And from there, you have about the 4 emails that you send.
Yeah. And so what do you know about HubSpot? Anything about HubSpot? What do you know about it?
Well, we use HubSpot for our CRM.
Okay. So once we upload the CSV, what do you think happens?
So when you upload the CSV, then you have to put them into a sequence.
And then you're not listening. I told you we already have the sequence, right? So, all right. So we have to put them in it. So all we have to do is upload the CSV to that sequence.
Yes.
So then what do you think happens? Is it automatic or not?
It's automatically. Yeah. It'll be automatic.
Okay. So how many people do you think have to upload that CSV?
Just the one person. So that
who
was
do you
an
think that one
question.
Who do you think that one person is?
I'm probably thinking Brady.
Okay. Oh, Brady, or is it someone in marketing, or is it actually the
That'd be somebody in marketing, so it wouldn't be anybody to do with that. Okay.
Thank you. This is the listening part that I'm desperate, not just for you, Mark, but I'm desperate for salespeople to get in general. Do you see how your question was a wasted question once again?
I do.
And the reason you asked that question was because you're desperate to get me to say, you're literally desperate to get me to say, the time that my team spends is keeping us from selling stuff to the enterprise market. That is your goal. Am I right or wrong?
That was technically what I was trying to, my plan was before the call, yes.
Yes, is you're desperate to get me to say that. That is your goal. And that's why you're fucking up. Stop trying to get me to say that. Instead, you found a real problem and you keep walking away from it because you have an agenda, right? Go, listen, I've given you so much information. And because of your agenda, and again, everybody listening to this, this is probably one of the best ones from a learning experience for all of you if you're paying attention. Your agenda is screwing you. Your agenda is absolutely screwing you because you're not listening to the buyer. So I'm going to lay this out for you and everybody listening and watch what Mark has missed. 1, we have an online training program that gets no subscription renewal on the back end because there's very little value to re-upping. 2, we are starting this Gap Plus subscription service where you get new content weekly in addition, live content, recorded content, etc., in addition to the online training for a subscription. Okay? We are currently allowing people to take a half hour of the actual training to convert them, and they're not converting. With all of that information, what do you think, like what question should you be asking? What do you think we're trying to do here right now?
So we're trying to convert the people that aren't signing up after the 30-minute free trial, so they sign up to your subscription, online subscription.
Okay, that would be part of it. But no, the big picture, Mark, is we're trying to increase the value of the overall online program, and we're trying to grow it and make it sticky so people subscribe year after year after year. That's what we're trying to do. So technically speaking, you potentially could be a huge asset in this, but you don't see it. You literally don't see it. I see it. I'm going to tell you right now, you're damn fucking straight we're going to set a meeting after this, but like every other sale that you salespeople fucking make, I got to do the work. You didn't do shit. I got to do the work. I had to process everything that I got going on. I'm like, okay, if we can fix conversions, it is way more valuable to us to work with you. I'm just going to tell you the whole story. I'm going to tell it to you so maybe it'll sink in. So the next time you do one of these, we're trying to grow the overall value of the online training program, 100%. So now we're adding new content at a regular basis that's both live, that's both recorded, that people can come back to, that they can participate on a very regular basis in improving their sales skills, which means, and it's subscription-based, which means if I can maximize the number of people that are on this platform, I can make a shitload more money. But right now, our approach to converting these people and getting them on and to pay is not where I'd like it to be. So I got to figure that piece out. If I'm making all this investment, I got to figure that out. The overall value of this program is going to go from $4.99 a person, right, to $79 a month.
Okay. So you're going more of a SaaS model then. So it's going to be a monthly recurring fee instead of the yearly fee.
Yes. So it's even more valuable to me now that if I drive people to the site to convert them. And why am I going to drive more people to the site than I was before? If you were paying attention, you were thinking, I told you in the beginning, I hope everybody's staying with me because this is deep shit and he should have got this. Didn't I tell you that it's free right now, all these Gapinars, but in about 30 days, it will not be free? You
did say that, yes.
But we will still market these to people and they'll want to come sign up and it's going to say, hey, this Gapinar is going to be $25 or you can pay $79 a month and they're all free and you get online training. So they're going every single time we do a Gapinar, they will be pointed back to fucking subscribe. Don't keep paying $25 for a one-time live seat. Or $50, whatever we choose to charge. You see my point?
I see your point, yeah.
Gave you 90% of this information in little pieces in our conversation, and 80% of it went in and out.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
I do see that.
Right? So this is why this is such a powerful experience. And Mark, every salesperson listening to this right now needs to send you some flowers or gift cards or something because you highlighted what they do wrong. Every salesperson who is not really well versed in being a gap seller does exactly what you do. They ask all these questions. They do not listen. They do not put the pieces together, and they miss the sale. You're just lucky that I'm thinking about this for myself. I'm like, ooh, I could do something with this potentially. And I'm willing to hear more, but you didn't do it. God forbid you didn't do it at all.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so I'm going to give you like 3 minutes, and then I'm going to let you try to see what you can do with all that information I gave you and just ask questions. Show me you learn. You can ask some good questions to ferret this out.
Okay. So you mentioned that you are going to be going to the subscription model in the near future. So for the $79, you're going to be charging a flat fee for the webinars. You also mentioned that you're going to
Say that again. Put in full.
You're going to be charging a flat fee for the webinars if they're not a subscription model.
The
subscription model.
Yeah, there you go. Yes.
So when you are going to be marketing the people and you're going to be trying to convert them from going from the $25 or the $50 that it is to a subscription model. I think here.
What don't you know? What don't you know? What do you think that I'm not thinking about?
Yeah, my mind is going blank here.
So you were going to ask the question. The way we're going to continue to bring exposure to this is we will promote these Gapinars. We're going to do them live, and we're going to do them live forever. Okay. Cool new topics, cool new concepts. They're all to teach and train and educate people, right? No selling involved in the Gapinar, right? No, go buy our thing. So every time we come out with one, it's going to like, hey, this is going to cost you. Bray said it's 30. I thought it was 25. Maybe it's going to be 40. Doesn't matter. But hey, sign up today for our Gapinar on how to do brilliant discovery and close more deals. I'm making this shit up, right? someone goes and they're going to sign up for it, it's going to be $40. And then we say, or get a yearly subscription and get free access to all of our Gapinars, as well as Ask Keenan's and the online sales training. Go sign up today. So that's our primary marketing engine, is doing each one of these and letting and announcing, and this is it. And they're interested and they go to sign up and they realize, oh, I can spend $40 now, or I can get the online gap selling training, 8 hours of training, plus Ask Keenan's anything, plus. They get to make a choice. That's how we're going to get exposure to it.
Yeah. All right.
Richard Doggett, good question, baby. Good question. Richard Doggett.
I did not see the question, so I don't know.
That's okay. So I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
People can pay the $40 for the one-time thing, or they can go buy the subscription. What does that trigger for you?
So I guess what I'm curious about is what the conversion rate is going to be on that from the people that can either purchase the $25 or the $79. And we don't have that information yet because you haven't went live. So, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to break it down, and then I'm going to give you a few minutes to ask questions because you're lost. You're completely lost.
I am lost.
Okay. I told you that this is how we're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dodge asked a great question. He said, what's your plan for people who pay the one-time transaction fee, but then don't sign up for the subscription?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Mark. Yes, please, dude. Mark, that should have been top of mind.
Yeah, it should have been.
You're a fucking conversion company, whether you want to recognize or not. In my 2 cents is, and out of fairness to you and your company, they're not teaching you this. This is why you're fucked, and this is why salespeople are fucked. You're not coming at this, looking at this through a conversion perspective. So you're not triggered by things around conversion. You should have asked, hey, Keenan, when someone doesn't buy and they just sign up for the one-time training, do you have a conversion approach for that right now? And my answer would be probably how we're doing it on the other one. We're throwing into a HubSpot thing, right? And then you should be able to say, all right, well, if you throw them in there and they still don't buy, do you have any insight? Do you have any way of determining why they didn't or influencing it other than the push of just the HubSpot sequence? I'd say no, not at all. We're not that sophisticated. We don't have those resources, right? Then if you're smart, I'm assuming your product does something along those lines, then you could say something like, could you see, or if you were able to get certain information or data on them, how you could move them in a direction by using that? I'd be, yeah, tell me more, right? But you're literally missing the entire conversion. You've asked me no questions whatsoever on what our plans are for converting these people.
Mm-hmm.
None.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to need the help. That's why I'm going to let you talk to Brady and myself about how you guys can help, because I figured this out basically 39 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Right? But it's your job to get me to figure it out, because let's just say I wasn't thinking this way, and you're trying to sell me. If I don't get it and you didn't ask these questions, you just lost an opportunity where I should have at least given you a second chance.
It's true. That is true.
Okay, what question?
Keenan, so I guess my question would be about the conversions then.
Mm-hmm.
And you've kind of already answered that. But so when somebody signs up and they don't convert to the subscription model, what are the plans moving forward to get them besides just an email marketing campaign?
So right now, that's I think all we would know to do. So we would capture. We will not if they sign up, they'll sign up through Eventbrite, right? Mm-hmm. They'll pay the $40, whatever the number is, right? And we'll capture their information now, and then we'll send them. We'll put them in some sort of sequence which has not been built yet, right? Because so they're going to end up in our email newsletter. And in our email newsletter, that's one of the ways we market the new Gapinars. So we might pull those people out and we'd say, hey, a new Gap webinar is coming out. We saw you attended the last one, or a one, because I don't think we could do it that way. And then be like, if you're interested, sign up here. But you might want to consider the subscription because you already paid $40. You know what I'm saying? And we might even do a discount. We might say, I already been to one. So, don't keep spending 40 or 30 bucks each, right? Like it's $79 a month. Here's a 20% discount or something like that. Just sign up for the subscription and get them all the time. So we might do that, but it's still just an email cadence through HubSpot.
Yeah. Okay. So would it be, no, that's going to be another self-serving question I was going to ask there. All right. So with the conversions that will hopefully be happening, you said that you might be offering a discount.
Okay. Let me help you out here. Let me help you out. I think we've got a decent diagnosis of the current state problem. Okay.
Okay.
We could go deeper, but I know what it is in the interest, right? So you got me. We could do it. I believe we could do a better job. We just don't know how. And if you can do a better job, you're going to get our business. But what you haven't done now is you haven't gone into the desired future state. I told you we're building this because the online only lasts once. It's $499. I didn't say this part, but you should have figured it out. And therefore, we believe that asking people to pay $500 in one sitting is a barrier. But we're not going to let you do it in small payments, because then if you cancel after you've just watched it, you don't keep it for a year. So this is, and we know that there's no value after this. We want to keep creating the content to keep you around, right? So with all of that said, what do you think my ultimate goal is?
Your ultimate goal is to increase the lifetime value of every customer.
Okay, so you've asked no questions around that. You've asked no questions around our current state or our future state. You've asked zero. Go there.
So with the future state that you're looking for, what with the current state,
think about my business.
Yeah, so the business is online training. So it's training salespeople like myself to not be so self-serving. So the ultimate goal for the company in the future.
Okay, yeah. Mark, you are really, really struggling with some easy ones.
I am.
Okay, if I currently have this one offering, okay, and I'm adding new offerings, what do you think I want to do?
You want to increase the sales. You want to increase your clientele with the new content. You want to generate more content to bring people in.
Okay, good. So in this case, using the appropriate words, what do I want to increase?
You want to increase your online conversions from people that are...
Close. What do I want to increase? If I increase my online conversions, what do I get more of?
Revenue. You want to increase your revenue.
No, there's something in between. God, what do I get? If I get more online conversions, what do I get more of?
More students.
Okay, more students, but what's the term in SaaS? Come on, Mark.
So the term in SaaS, I don't know what that term in SaaS would be.
Subscriptions, Mark.
Subscriptions,
Mark. Mark, I can't help lack of thinking, right? I'm frustrated because I'm desperate for you to get it. Not I'm mad at you, but I get so passionate when people miss it. I do this to my kids too, okay? Mark, you can't win this game if you can't think like that. So currently, here's your hand. Currently, I am at an X place. Why do you think I'm doing this? To increase my subscriptions. Now ask questions to formulate a gap. Please get this right.
Okay. So if you are trying to increase your subscriptions with this new formula, about doing the monthly, the 89 or 79, whatever it is going to be.
Good. Yep. Not when, Mark. What? Okay. You're trying to formulate the gap.
Yeah. So what is going to happen if you're not able to increase the subscriptions?
No, Mark. No. Mark, current state, future state. Ask the question now.
So in the future,
No.
if you're not a
Current state, future state.
okay, currently right now,
Gap. Go.
so currently right now, you have a conversion problem that you're trying to increase with.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We increase with subscriptions.
Yep.
And the future state,
No.
you
no.
are
Ask a question. What
Okay.
don't you know right now? I'm going to do this. I'm going to shift gears and come back. I call you up and say, I got to fucking lose weight. This sucks. What's the first question you're going to ask me?
what are you doing to lose weight? What's your current goals right now? How much weight do you want to lose?
Okay. All right. I'll go with this. All right. What's
Yeah.
my current goal? Be a little more specific. What do you mean? What's my current goal? Use it in terms of losing weight. What's the question?
Why do you want to lose
No!
weight?
Current state, future state. Do not move from that.
Okay.
I call you up. I want to lose weight. Current state, future state. What's the question?
So what do you currently weigh now, and what do you want it to be in the future?
This one. Yay. I weigh 400 pounds.
Okay, what's your target goal that you want to be at?
200 pounds. Mark, great job. Merry Christmas. Now, come back to my online training.
So right now, how many subscribers do you have?
Fucking thank you. Thank you, Mark. Do you get it now? Do you get it now? So right now, I don't know the exact number, but I'm going to say we do just over 6 figures. So probably whatever that math is, about 150 subscribers a year.
And what is the number that you're looking to grow to?
Oh, I would love nothing more to get to over 1,000 subscribers in the next 24 months.
And what are the plans to get to those 1,000 subscribers in the next 24 months?
So the plan is, by the way, before you go any further, do you see what I think you missed the genius in your 2 questions? I think you missed it. I'm only at 100 to 150 right now. I'd like to get
You want to like times 5 to get up to 1,000.
Yeah, times 5, it's 150, times 10, right? If it's 100.
Yeah.
Okay. So I told you right now that the way to do that is I'm adding this subscription basis. Like this is, I've already told you what I'm doing, right? I'm adding this content. I'm adding the Gap Plus subscription, etc. So you know what I'm doing. Okay. But this is where you can zero in now on what you do. So Keenan, what you're saying is that you want to get to 1,000, but your conversion rate right now is only 10%. And the only things you're doing to convert people is send those things back to them, right? Mm-hmm. So now you should be able to identify the hole in my strategy. And you might say, let me ask you something really quick, right? Brady just sent me a text. She's probably going to yell at me for something. Let me ask you a question, right? She lied. We get 200 to 225 e-commerce purchases a year. So I'd like to move that to 1,000. Okay, so it's 5x. Okay, so what you should do now is what is wrong or what is missing. Everybody pay attention. It's going to help you all. It's going to help every single person. What is missing in my strategy that you know you do that could improve it?
Do you have any tools in real time that can help you get from the 225 up to 1,000?
So no, Mark. Yes, I have the tools. I have HubSpot. Mark, let me help you out. Everybody pay attention and help Mark again. This is probably, in my opinion, the greatest gap selling of all time because of all the learnings in here that everybody does. Mark, can you tell me 2 or 3 things that your product or service does that HubSpot does not do when it comes to conversion?
Of course. So the first thing is a real-time AI nudges. So our AI will be able to know where the people are coming from in Google, what they're typing in. We'll be able to know how many times they've been on your website, what pages they've browsed.
Stop right there. Now turn. So I want you to say, besides using HubSpot, take what you do and flip it into a question right now.
So besides using HubSpot, what currently are you looking at?
No,
Okay.
No, because you're asking.
Besides using HubSpot.
I'm going to give you another hint. Okay.
Yeah.
Besides using HubSpot, This is a hint. Everybody fucking write this down. Write it down. Okay? Are you able?
Besides using HubSpot, are you able to use real-time?
Oh my God.
No. Yeah. Sorry, Keenan.
What did you just take what you just said to me, Mark?
Yeah.
What did you just say to me?
Besides using HubSpot, are you able to know if anybody is browsing multiple pages on your website, where they're coming from Google, and if they're looking for other sales trainers?
How did that feel coming off your mouth?
It felt better.
Yeah, and why do you think it felt better? Why do you think that felt better?
Because it's more diagnosing you than it is trying to sell what we're selling.
Yes, but all more so, you know that I can't do that, man.
Yeah.
Mark, you know that I don't have that. And so now I'm thinking, no, I can't do that. So now I ask the next question.
So if you can't do that, do you think that would hinder your chance of getting to the 1,000 subscriptions?
Don't say do I think. Turn that into how. So now it's a how question. No, I can't do that. So then what's the how question?
How are you going to get to 1,000 subscribers?
Oh, forget it. No, okay. Mark, you have to stay in the solution. So, all right. So no, I can't do any of that. So Keenan, understanding you don't have any of this data, how are you able to influence each person based on their own journey? How are you able to feed up information that increase the chance of them converting if you're just treating everybody exactly the same? Mm-hmm. Am I on the right track here? Isn't that what you do? Doesn't your AI create a different journey because you're going to nudge them based on their individual activity? No?
That is correct. Yeah. So
then why aren't you asking me that question? You know I can't do it. And because I can't do it, you know I'm unable to then engage with people in a personalized manner. So you should ask that question. So if you can't do this, how do you do this? And I'm like, I can't.
Okay. So if you can't personalize their journey, what are you going to be doing?
Can you see how this would minimize? Can you see how this would minimize?
Can you see how this would minimize your growth to get to the 1,000 subscribers?
Almost. What problem do you solve? You almost got there.
The conversions.
Yay! Can you see that how this could impact your ability to convert people?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I see that. Absolutely, I see that. Yep.
So with that being said, without having the knowledge and the know-how how to be able to do this, do you think it would be worthwhile to dig a little bit deeper into this to see how we might be able to help you convert?
1,000%. 1,000%.
Awesome. Well, Keenan, I just want to say.
By the way, I'm going to help just for you, for everybody else, because then we got to get right. You never did the math difference. So not only did I say I want to go to 1,000 people, right now at 400, basically 499, but 500. What's 500 times 1,000?
500K.
Okay. What is 799 times 12 times 1,000?
So that would be 960K, roughly, just under $1 million.
So not only is this about getting more subscribers, this is about driving more revenue. Mm-hmm. You picking up what I'm putting down? So if you had just slowed down and done that math, you could also, Sister Keenan, it's not just about getting that 1,000 subscribers, it's getting that 1,000 subscribers times basically 1 million times 1,000 versus times 500. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. Keenan, thank you. I want to say thank you.
Was this?
Yeah, it is. It is. You've pointed a lot of flaws into my thinking, and I have a lot to take away from this, and a lot more learning to do. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Dude, thank yourself, because you stood in there, you stood tall, you responded to my intensity, you were trying your ass off, You recognized that my passion was not to beat you down, but because I was just emotionally connected and I was desperate for you to get it. You see what I'm saying? And I hope you learn from this. Like, and by the way, every single person listening and all of you here on LinkedIn, let me know if you got something from this, because if you didn't, you're helpless. Like, this was, I mean it. This was, from a learning perspective, hands down, the best Gap Sell Keenan yet, because there were so many traps that you fell into that were so clear that I could diagnose them for everybody in the moment. Mm-hmm. And so if people aren't seeing this, I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say, because this was powerful. So for you, what are your takeaways? What are you going to do walking away from this?
So the first thing is, I am going to get rid of the agendas going into discovery call. Never again am I going to start trying to sell people. I'm going to be digging into their, like, why are they not hitting the numbers that they're trying to hit? Why are the conversions not happening? That is the greatest takeaway that I'll be taking away from this.
Excellent, 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 excellent. Right? I want you to go in with the mindset of trying to understand. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then what I would suggest you do is you start, and maybe you do and it just didn't show up here, but I would spend more time trying to learn about the world I'm selling you. Okay.
Yeah.
What are all the different approaches that people use for conversion now? What information does the average company have they don't have? How are they, if they're leveraging sequences, how are they getting those sequences? How do they write those sequences? How do they get their information? What data are they using? Like, see what I'm doing here? I'm just asking, I'm thinking through my head, what is going on here? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then based on what you're doing here, what's the outcome you're currently getting? Is that enough? Is that working? Do you feel you're getting a return for all of that effort? And then in addition to that, are you able to see where they came from? Are you able to see who else they're looking at? Are you able to see these things? No, I'm not. So if we could add that to you, do you think that would actually improve your? Absolutely, I would think that could improve my conversions. Okay, and then so where are you looking to build this? What are the goals? You structure the future state. Then you create that gap, and then you do what you did at the brand. So basically everything I'm hearing, it sounds like there might be some good opportunities. It makes sense to have a follow-on conversation to go deeper into this. Mm-hmm. Okay. Was that helpful?
That was more than helpful, my friend. I just want to say thank you. And yeah, it was very well. And I know your personality, so I don't take this personally at all or anything. In fact, I was kind of disappointed I didn't get yelled out the last time.
Well, it's probably because it was so shitty. I can't even waste my time getting mad at this poor guy. But no, look, you made improvements, but most importantly, you kept trying. You were working to get it. And so now just keep working out. Business acumen, my man. Business acumen. That's the key piece, I think, for you. And to listen. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right. So, but guess what? You get to come back on the online training. You get to go through it again. We're going to give you another subscription to it. Run at it. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Take notes. Please hit me up or hit Brady up directly, and we'll get you the code to get you started on it again for free. So for coming on, that's the consolation prize. And please hit up Brady if you have her email. If you don't, hit me up and we will set up a call. I am definitely interested in what you guys offer, in spite of the fact that I had to do it on my own. So we may end up buying anyways.
Awesome. Well, Keenan, thank you, my friend. And I will be in touch.
All right, baby. All right, my man. Take care, bro. All right, everybody. I thought that one was dope. Like, I'm a little fired up right now, but I think that one was dope. Tons of learnings. Tons and tons of learnings. I'm not kidding. If you didn't see the learnings in that, you weren't trying. And so I think what I'd like most of you to walk away with here is I'd like you to ask yourself, do you do any of these things? Do you go into a sales call with an agenda? Do you have a preset of questions that you're trying to flush out? Do you have a hard time connecting the dots to what the buyer tells you? Do you understand when the buyer's talking how that impacts their business? Are you able to ask questions, logical questions, building on what they shared you? Are you actually listening? or you ask them the question just for the answer. And if you don't get the answer you want, you jump to a new question, trying to get an answer you want, as opposed to actually listening to what the buyer says and constructing an understanding of where the buyer is, what they're trying to accomplish, and what is getting in the way of them accomplishing that. So I think there's a lot of self-reflection that can go on here for all of you. And the question is, are you going to do the work? Because this was a good one. So with that, for those of you who are new to this, once again, Gap Sell Keenan is a real sales call with a real salesperson who is trying to sell me or ASG something. We will buy if they find a problem we have and they can solve it. But if not, they will get their coaching from me. And in today's, they found a problem that I am very, very interested in solving. So who knows? Maybe we'll end up buying. But hopefully one of these days, someone gets me to see the problem through their selling, not me figuring out the problem by listening to them drone. All right? So with that, everybody, thank you. This was Gap Sell Keenan, number 69. You know what I'm going to say. Oh, if you want to Gap Sell me, DM me, and we'll get you on the show. All right? But until next time, you know what I'm going to say. Peace. I'm out.
All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it.